Oh, hello. Welcome to Spirit in You. My name is Debbie. Welcome, Leo. Here I have your February 2019, your general reading. Just before I start, I have laid out 8 cards and I've got a spirit animal guide card for us for the end. But could I just say thank you for liking and subscribing? I really appreciate it. It's just great to see that the subscriptions, are kind of rising. So thank you for that. Thank you for watching, for that matter. So the first card that you've got, Leo, is actually your very own card, which is beautiful. Look what we've got here. We've got the sun. You know that's who you are. That's where you come from. That's your ruling, your planet as well. So there's the sun. You coming from your sunny side. I think it's really important that we all do that. That we all come from, where our soul is, where our heart is, for that matter. So for you, this is a beautiful way. Of course, it's the sun, so there's that radiation of heat. There's wanting to be in the warmth. There is an element, of course, of keeping warm, particularly important for those of us that are in a climate where it's winter time now and it is chilly. So don't forget to wrap up. It's really important to keep warm. But I think ultimately with this card, as we go through the month for you, as you kick it off and as you get going into February, you've left January behind and all that goes with January, and now you're into February. So that's it. Number 2, let's go. What's important? How do people look at me? What do they think of me? Well, I think I'm kind of special, is the way you should be thinking, because I've got quite a lot to offer here. I've got this really big personality. I'm very good at what I do. And so my plan for the beginning of the month, your plan for the beginning of the month, excuse me, should be to be yourself. It is as simple as that, and that's what this card is drawing me to completely. It does say, it does suggest, does make me feel that you need to be a little bit aware of your nervous system. You need to make sure that you're taking very good care of yourself, that you're eating well, that you're sleeping well, and that you're generally taking care of you. That bit of self-love, because a lot of energy is needed to be you. A lot of energy, and you can't always radiate out on this beautiful big full beam and all this intensity that you have if you're under par. So a little bit of self-care, you will know what that means. For some of you it will be very relevant. For others it's just, hey, look, I am firing on all 4 cylinders, and here I am, and you got it, you got me, and you got all of me. This is you putting in a lot of work and effort into your relationship, like your personal relationship, your one-to-one kind of thing. It's also you putting all of you into what you do for work, what you do for pleasure. So it's you actually being very authentic to who you are. So it's that kind of heart and soul is what I get. I'm putting my heart, I'm putting my soul into it, and you will do that beautifully. And this card actually suggests it is the only way forward. It is the only way forward. You being true to you. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Sometimes we can feel slightly intimidated by being who we are, because there's that element of, well, will they understand me? Will they find me too full on? Will I, is it okay to be me? Can I open up the curtains and express myself? Can I get onto the stage and show people what I do? Can I voice my opinion? Can I say what I'm thinking? Yes, is what the card says. Absolutely, 100% yes. We wouldn't want it any other way. You can only operate from being authentic, and that's what this card says to you, along with the fact of keeping warm. Summer's on its way, but it's not here yet. Well, not for some of us anyway. And then you've got, let's have a look at this. So you've got the 5 of Swords. Okay, so 5 of Swords. Now, when this card comes through, and the way that I'm thinking, because of the sun kicking you off and it all being about you being your authentic self, then I'm very drawn to the creative side of you with this card. It's making me think, well, what can I write? What can I draw? What can I sing? What can I dance to? How can I express myself? How can I keep things going in a creative way? How can I make the thoughts that I'm thinking, the stuff that's in my head, the consciousness that I've got, the tendency to think a lot, how can I be creative with it? What can I do to express myself that gets my point across in the best way possible, on a level kind of playing field, so that my energy is calm, so that I'm still being me, most important, and I'm still being authentic, most important, and I'm still delivering what I need to say, most important, but can I deliver it in such a way where it will be received well, where the delivery of my presentation, be it at work, being in my relationship, your relationship rather, whatever that would be, there's a creative way to do that. So, it could be that there's lots of fun involved. When you're having a conversation with somebody, and there's a sporty element to it. There's a sporting with somebody. There's a lightness to it. So have the conversation that's needed, but be creative with it. Creative for you. Don't let it be all consuming and just stay in your head. Make it lighter than that. Make it level. Use that intellect that you've got. Use that ability to communicate, because you can communicate, and say it how it is, but say it so that the person who needs to hear it receives it well. So again, coming from your heart, coming from your sunny disposition, coming from your authentic self. So any thoughts or feelings that you've got that may be sort of hanging around here a bit longer than they need to, find a way to release what's not necessary and to deliver what is. So only keep what you need and only deliver what that person needs to hear, and deliver it in a calm way. That's what this feels like for you. And then sort of going into the second week, as you know, because it's going across the month and energy spans, doesn't it? You've got the Lovers here. So this is lovely for you. So this could well be, you're in a relationship and it is just great. You're in a new relationship and it's just starting out. You're flying off into the horizon. You're doing stuff together. There's a union here. 2, the number 2, very strong, it being February as well, and brought to the perception. Again, be you. I know you want people to perceive you in a certain way. Of course, we all do. We always want to look our best or be our best. But provided you're coming from that lovely sunny disposition, you're always going to be you. So just hold on to that, fly off and be you. So 2 people being very important as well. Could be, it's not a lover, as it were. It could be a partnership, a business partnership, and that's very relevant, very prevalent, very important. There's a lot of energy around that. You've got stuff to do at work and it needs a bit of collaboration. So you need somebody to kind of jump in with you and help you, because this is not something you can do on your own. So there's a union here. Could be the fact that, as I say, it could be the relationship, definitely. It could be a new relationship. It's just starting out and it is just fabulous. But there's an opportunity here as well. There's like a helping hand, because I feel a sense of union, a sense of ownership, a sense of guidance with this card. So whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that's in your life that requires a union, a partnership, a form of communication, I feel you'll get a little bit of help with this. So this feels very strong. So we've got the lover aspect, yes, and then we've got the union. So it could be a passionate relationship, a new relationship, and it could be a new work relationship, business relationship. It could be a relationship with a sibling that you've just linked up with, somebody that you haven't seen for some time. It could even be friends. It's a union. It's 2 people getting together and they're gelling, and it's exciting. It's got a lovely feeling to it. So it's a great way to go through your first week of February and approaching into your second. When you go into the second as well, so that's the beginning of it, you've actually got the Mother of Cups. So this would be in the, because this is the Wild Unknown deck, so in the Rider-Waite deck this would be the Queen. Very psychic card. And this speaks of your intuition, as I feel it as well strongly. It's like, talking about you being you. This is you really being you. This is you tapping into your intuition in a situation. Now there's a cup there, so it kind of leads towards the emotion. It's the emotional intensity, your emotional propensity. It's how you view things. So if it's in a relationship, it's you being very mature in this relationship. Now kind of knowing where you sit in the relationship, where you are in the relationship. There's a sense of comfort, a sense of, look at her wings sort of spanning out like that. It's almost like she could cradle the person she's with, cuddle the child that she's got. So there's a nurturing mother element. There's also an understanding emotionally. So there's a sense of maturity in the relationship. Okay, so that, you know, that relationship with another person. It could also relate to a relationship, a partnership, a union that we just talked about, other than a loving relationship. It could be work, it could be business. And if it is, then this is you being really aware of your ability, really aware of your emotional ability to contribute into this. So in the workplace, you being good at what you do, accomplished is what I get. There's always a little bit more we can learn. It is a journey after all, so we can never know everything, but this is you being stood in good stead, very much so. So work, feeling, well, I've achieved quite a bit now. I've studied, I've learnt, I've accomplished quite a bit along the way, and I feel very comfortable with who I am now in my work and also in my relationship. So whichever one applies to you, you have that grounding, you have that sense of knowing who you are and your inner ability. I like the psychic aspect of it. I like the fact that it just broadens your awareness. It's like academically you're very capable, but you also have an awareness. And you combining the two, this kind of union of the two here, you combining those strengths that you've got just makes for a very, very mature outlook emotionally and on a practical level, which is really, really very good for relationships that you're in at work and at home, for instance. Beautiful. When you go into the third week, you've got the card of Temperance. So this is traditionally Sagittarius, for instance. So it could be, it would suit you anyway because it's fire and you're fire. It could be that there's somebody in your network, in your circle of friends, in your life, in your relationship, work as well, that is a Sagittarian, and they've got, you know, they're all fired up and they want to talk to you about things and they're making suggestions. And did you notice with the mother here, can you see the way that both of these wings span out? So there's a sense of care, but more than anything, with these two, as I feel it, there's a sense of an awareness, you know, an alchemy particularly. So it draws you to the sense of balance, which we had with your swords here. So it just means don't do anything in excess. Of course not. You know, be you, but don't be excessive. Don't push yourself either way. Don't push yourself too hard, and don't retreat so that you're not coming forward, because we need to see you, we need to hear you. What have you got to say? It's got to be worth listening to, and it is. So you need to project yourself forward, but you've got to find a balance. So that will be a balance. Then there's a balance as well in your diet, you know, eating, drinking, all of that kind of thing, and keeping sort of a level plane. And it could be that, as I'm feeling it, if you've got children, then it would be a case of showing them which is the best diet to be on. And I don't mean diet as in losing weight, because things like that don't necessarily work. It's about lifestyle, isn't it? And it's about you making sure your lifestyle is right for you and that you've got that balance right. And then you can show the children, or you can show this other person, this union aspect that we got here with the lovers. So there's a balancing here, you see. They're kind of talking to each other, these two cards. So you getting the balance right. But because of your awareness, I get the sense of there's an understanding with you. Yes, you understand this, and you know what you need to do to keep mind, body and soul together. So rest when rest is needed, play when play is needed, and work when work is needed. Finding that balance, that balancing act. So, and it's combining everything, but it feels like you'll do that with pretty well all that you do, because you'll be mindful of it. So that's really nice. And then we got, let's have a look at it. Oh, we've got the 9 here, the 9 of Pentacles, which really brings me over again. Can I just get the Mother of Cups up for you? Because this is you knowing you. This is you reaching a point in your life, a standing, a form of security, emotionally, financially. Isn't that lovely, isn't it? So when the 9 of Pentacles shows up for you like this, I mean, look at the red, which is you, fire. I'm drawn across the tummy here, so mindful of the tummy, which we sort of just touched on, you know, just taking care of yourself. But you're feathering your nest, you're getting things right at work, you're making the notes that you need to make, you're writing the details down, you're communicating with people, you're creating comfort as well. And that's important because the workplace has got to be comfortable for you as well as your home life, because I'm feeling drawn to both with this particular card. But you know what this feels like? This feels like you being very sure of yourself, you achieving. You're not there yet. It's okay you're not there yet, because I don't know if we're ever there. We just keep journeying, don't we? We just keep travelling, and you're still travelling, the same as I am, the same as we all are. But your journey is good. And you as a person, that level of maturity, that journeying that you've been doing so far, you know, is kind of, I'm being pulled to the stars at the moment, but that's kind of something else. You are getting there. You are getting there. And financially you're doing well because there's that maturity, that level of studying, that level of understanding emotionally. So you can put your emotional and your work life into play, knowing that you've got this inner knowing and inner intellect, and that you're feeling good about yourself now. You've reached a stage in life. So financially, this is the rewards for you being you. This could be a very independent person, male or female, just looking, oh, look at what I've got. Somebody that's also studying and delving in and really almost like delving right in and pulling something out and uncovering it, that sort of investigative, can't say that word, kind of element. Studying, learning. There's also a sense of, you know, I'm travelling as well. I want to travel. I want to travel in my mind. I want to broaden my horizons. But right now, I'm feeling pretty good. You're feeling pretty good. It's a sense of you coming into your own as a person, which is really nice. And then we are into this kind of fourth week, and you've got the Son of Wands here. Wands again, so we've got that fire. This is a very nice spread for you, by the way. The cards are very geared around you, very, very sort of heart-centered, very personable. And as I'm feeling it as well, so you see this lovely, this is the snake there, very spiritual and very transformative. Do you know, I don't know why I can't say certain words. It's transformation as I'm feeling. It's like you decluttering, it's you cleaning out the cupboards, it's you sweeping away the cobwebs, it's you getting to where you want to go. Goals, dreams, desires. Energy is just quite expansive. Again, that knowing you've reached a stage. Also, when we get this, because it's a sun, there could be an element here where, you know, we just talked earlier about sort of maybe showing somebody, the children, food and, you know, a lifestyle way rather than a diet, because that's, you know, that's always conjures up all sorts of things, doesn't it? But it could be that there's a son, that you have a son, and that you're talking with your son and you're leading them and guiding them by example. So I'm pulled to this uni again, this two people, this connection that you've got. It could also mean that there's a message coming in as well, because it's got that feel to it. It's very much geared around what's important to you, and that could be on an emotional level. It could also be on a work level, because it's so personal to you, and it feels very personal, and it feels like when you listen to this you'll know what bit is for you, because you started off with your very own card, your very own sign, and that means that it's all about you. So the rest of the world, it just ticks on and carries on, doesn't it? It doesn't carry on without you, because you're too important. We've got to have you. But this month is probably a lot more about you, but more sort of self-care, self-therapy, looking within, realising what you've achieved, knowing that you have, and just being authentically you. So I just feel as if you'll be clearing out what isn't necessary, on a mental level, and even on a physical level. You might just go around the house and do like a clean sweep, as they say, that I've just had enough with all of that. You know, I don't need it anymore. I never use it, so it's going. It's that. So it's you clearing things out, because you're feeling established. You're feeling in control. Very nice. Oh, and guess what you've got for the end of the month, just to let you know that you're just super fabulous. It's the Ace of Cups, which, as these cards are spread out, looks over at the sun. So they're talking. So, hey, I'm being me. And the Ace is saying, oh, absolutely, you're being you. And thank you for being you, because this is where the good news comes in. Just what you wanted, just what you asked for, just what you hoped for, just what you dreamed for. It's coming your way. And it's a thank you. It's a thank you for being you, for doing what you do on a day-to-day basis, for the hurdles that you've overcome, for the mountains that you climb, for the teachings that you show people, and for your generosity of spirit. And because this is connected, because we're all spirit, this is like a hand from God, whatever you want to call it, a gift from the universe. It's because it's a cup, it draws you to emotions. It wants you to know that emotionally you're going to feel very good with this. Emotionally you're going to be very happy with receiving what it is that you've been expecting. It's not unexpected, it's just lovely, and it will make you feel good. So on an emotional level, whether it's to do with work or whether it's to do with the lovers, you know, a relationship, because that could be any kind of relationship, whatever it is, it's very welcome and it will be lovely for you. So you accept it. It's almost like you just want to say cheers because it's an ace. You just want to have a sip of whatever that is inside there. Water being particularly important for February. Hydration's really important. So take from it what you will and enjoy the gifts that come to you, because when you're authentically you and that you've reached this level in your life and you're working towards always improving yourself as a person, as a cosmic being even, that you get nice things happen, and this is a gift for you, whichever form it comes in for. So it's going to make you feel really special, and it's very welcome at the end of the month, February being a very nice month, and then kicking into March. And so crikey, 3 months gone already. So we know that things are moving and that time doesn't stop for us. So we do have to kind of get on board with it, don't we? And arrive at the idea, well, I'm quite important, I'm quite special. So here's what I offer you. Here's what I offer the world. Here's what I offer the people I work with, my family, the people I'm in love with. So here I am. And then the universe would say to you, thank you, and this is what you're getting. So more of the same, please, universe. Thank you very much. So as you give, so you receive, by being you. You see how important it is? It's lovely. So that would be, as the cards come through and as I feel it, February. And then you got for your spirit, this really suits you. This is an owl. Now for some of you, you'll just be really into owls. You think, oh, that's lovely, isn't it? And for others, it'll be about the meaning of it. And it's always about, with an owl, that 360 perception, vision, that inner knowing, outer knowing, awareness. And it's wise, isn't it? It's the wise healer almost. It's the healer inside of you. It's the ability to heal yourself, to watch and take care of yourself, to be around people and to heal them when they need it and give them guidance. And it's all about knowledge. So there could be for you a thirst for knowledge. You could really want to open up some books, and you know, that kind of studying element that we had, that diving in. But because you've reached a level of understanding of yourself, you realise that, you know, the book is endless. I just keep turning over the pages and I'll find something else that's interesting about me, something else that's interesting about the world, something else that I could learn. So there's many things that I can do with my broadened horizon. There's many things that I can capture, that I can catch and make mine. You know, there's many things that I can have. It's just, excuse me, it's the will, the desire, and you've got plenty of that. You've got plenty of desire, you've got plenty of energy. But in order to have that energy, sleep is very important, rest is very important. You cannot be nocturnal like the owl, not for any length of time anyway, otherwise you'll flag. And so this owl would say to you, love me for what I am, because there'll be synchronicities that you will relate to. Know that the message is that you can just tap into all sorts. The horizon is just so broad. So I believe that February is going to hold some very interesting things for you. It's definitely about you, and it's okay to be you, and it's okay for you to concentrate on you, because self-love and self-worth are the first things you need before you can project anything to anybody, before you can be of service, before you can kind of find out where it is that you're journeying. And so be you, but take care of you as well. I think it's really lovely. So Leo, I hope it's a fabulous month for you. Thank you for watching. I will be back in March What I'm kind of putting up just the some weekly readings, just a card or two, just to see what the energies are. So if you like this video, that would be fabulous, and if you subscribe, even lovelier, and then you'll get a notification when I put up these weekly videos. Again, they're just, I really like them because I mean I tend to pull a card for myself each day anyway and have a look at it and think, ah, how inspiring is that? So it's just looking at the energies that are around us. The month looks really nice for you, so important that you're you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for watching. Have a really good month. Hop over to the weekly readings if you fancy. And anyway, I'll see you in March. Okay, Leo, bye for now.